Welcome to ICSE Computer Application Class 10 100 Marks. I am Ganga Devi and in this video we will be discussing operators in Java. In last three videos we have already discussed object-oriented programming, introduction to Java, and values and data types of Java. So if you haven't seen that video, please see that. And we are going to discuss the most important topics, that is operators in Java, in this particular video. Those who haven't subscribed till now, please subscribe it. And in the end, if you like and understand the concept, don't forget to press the like button and write your comments. We can start with the definition of operators and operands. Operators are symbols that perform various arithmetic and logical operations on operands and provides a meaningful result. And there are various types of operators in Java, and one by one we will be discussing them. And operands are data values which are involved in the operations. It is a variable or literal in which any operations can be performed by the operator. An operator reads one or more operand to perform any evaluation. Normally the evaluation is performed from left to right, but in some cases right to left evaluation is also there. We can see one example to understand the operators and operands. When we are saying A is equal to B plus C, here plus sign is an operator, equal sign is also assignment operator. And B and C are the operands. That means operators will work upon the operands to get a meaningful result. Now we can see what is an expression. The valid combination of operators and operands forms an expression. An expression is a set of variable constants and arithmetical operators. For example, A is equal to B plus C. In this case, A is the variable name, B and C are the operands, and equal and plus sign are the operators. So the valid combination is created here, and this will make an expression. And now expressions are of two types, pure expression and mixed expression. So we can see the difference between them. Pure expression, in this all operands are of the same data type. See this expression A is equal to B plus C. In this case A, B and C all are of integer type. That means same data type. And mixed expression, all operands are different data types. Here we are having an expression D is equal to A plus X. In this case A is integer, X and D are double. That means the expression is mixed data type. So it is known as mixed expression. And second difference, return data type is same as the operands that are used in pure expression. For example, here return type B plus C, that means 5 plus 10. Answer is 15. And 15 is also integer. That means same as that of the operands that are used. We are using integer, so return type is also integer. And mixed expression, return type is same as the data type which occupies more space in the memory. So when we consider double and IND occupies 4 bytes and double occupies 8 bytes. So the return type is same as the data type which occupies more space. Double is occupying more space. So when we say A plus X, that means 5 plus 50.5, return type is double. That means data type which occupies more space in the memory. The different operators in Java are arithmetic operator, relational operator, logical operator, conditional operator, bitwise operator, and shift operator. So one by one we can see how these work in Java. And first of all we can discuss the arithmetic operators in Java. The first arithmetic operator is addition, that is plus sign. It can add two numbers or concat two strings. Concat means add two strings. Example, we can see two numbers we are adding first. IND A is equal to 10 and B is equal to 5. And now IND X is equal to A plus B. The sum will come as the output, that is 10 plus 5, it is 15. And now here we are concatenating two strings or adding two strings. String A is equal to computer and string B is equal to is1. And string X is equal to A plus B. So in string X, the combination of both the strings, that means computer is1 will be coming. And here we are taking IND's, instead of IND A, is equal to 10. Here we are saying string A is equal to 10 in double quotes. That means 10, in this case, the 10 will be a string value. And here string B is equal to 5. So 5 is also a string literal. And now we are adding two string literals here. String X is equal to A plus B. Just as computer plus is1 will give computer is1. So if the number 10 is a string, is considered as a string, 10 plus 5, if they are string variables or string literals, we will get the answer 10, 5, the combination of both of them, not the sum. And the second arithmetic operator is subtraction. This will give you the difference of numbers. Here, IND A is equal to 10 and B is equal to 5, X is equal to A minus B means 10 minus 5, answer will be 5. And IND A is equal to 25 and B is equal to 50. X is equal to A minus B. That means 25 minus 50 will give you minus 25. So subtraction will give you the difference between two numbers. And the next one is multiplication. This will give you the product of numbers. Here, same example we are taking. A is equal to 10 and B is equal to 5. X is equal to A into B. So 10 into 5 will give you the output as 50. And here IND A is 20 and B is 50. 20 into 50. A into B means 20 into 50 will give you the output as 100. So multiplication sign will give you the product of two numbers, two or more numbers. And the next arithmetic operator is division. That means the slash line. The slash sign will give you the quotient of numbers. If we are dividing, the quotient will come as the answer. Here A is 10 and B is 5. X is equal to A by B. Output will be 10 divided by 5. That means answer will be 2. And IND A is 200 and B is 50. 200 divided by 50. Quotient is 4. So 4 will be the answer. So slash sign will give you the quotient of the numbers. And the last arithmetic operator is modulus sign. So here remainder of the numbers. Slash sign will give you the quotient and modulus sign will give you the remainder. When you divide two numbers, the remainder will come as answer. Here example, IND A is 10 and B is 5. IND X is equal to A modulus B. Modulus B means remainder will come. So 10 divided by 5, remainder is 0. And 20 divided by 6, the remainder is 2. So modulus sign will give you the remainder. So always keep in mind, slash sign will give you the quotient and modulus sign will give you the remainder. So these are the arithmetic operators present in Java. Now some variations of arithmetic operators we can see. Here we can discuss about the assignment operator also. The assignment operator, that is the equal sign, is used to assign a value to a variable. For example, IND A is equal to 5. So like this, the equal sign is used to assign a value. And in this, the destination variable and the source data type should be compatible with each other. For example, if we are declaring a variable as IND A, in that only integer number can be stored. For example, IND A is equal to 25. It cannot store a decimal number. If we are saying IND A is equal to 30.5, this will create an error. The destination variable should be declared before it is used. For example, we cannot straightly use A is equal to 5 or A is equal to 50.5. We have to declare the variable. That means IND A or double A. We have to declare before it is used. And primitive data type or object reference can be stored in the variable. Here some examples are given. IND A comma B. Here we are declaring A and B as integer number and A is equal to 50. This line means we are storing 50 in the variable A, which is integer. And B is equal to 20 means 20 will be stored in the variable B. And while declaring straight away also value can be stored. For example, instead of saying double X, then X is equal to 72.9, we can straightly store, for example, double X is equal to 72.9 in the variable here. And character C is equal to G. So in this case, the character G with single quotes will be stored in the character variable C. So like this also we can assign. One more variation we can see, assignment shorthand operator. And shorthand operator provide a short way to assign an expression to a variable. Instead of writing the long expression, we can write in a small form, or we can say shorthand form. Here are some example we can discuss. In this case, the value of a is given here. Value of a is 50. And now we can see the expression a is equal to a plus 5. So instead of writing like this, just see if the variable is same before and after the equal sign. Then we can say a plus is equal to 5. So a plus is equal to 5 have the same meaning as a is equal to a plus 5. So the final value of a will be 50 plus 5, it is 55. And now a is equal to a minus 15 can be written as a minus is equal to 15. That means whatever the value of a, minus 15 will be the new value. 20 minus 15, answer is 5. This is the final value of a. Third one, a is equal to a into 15 can be written as a into is equal to 15. So here 15 into 15 will give 225. The only condition is the variable should be same before and after the equal sign. And here a is equal to a by 10. If a is 25, 25 divided by 10. The quotient is 2. So this will be assigned. And now last one, a is equal to a modulus 10 can be written as a modulus is equal to 10. So same work will be done. 25 divided by 10. The remainder is 5. Modulus sign will give the remainder. So this way we can write the shorthand form. A is equal to a plus 5, a plus is equal to 5. So this is the format of shorthand operator. Based on number of operands, operators are divided into unary, binary and ternary. Operands we have discussed in the beginning of this video. So one operand, if we are operating on one operand, it is known as unary operator. For example, plus a, plus a, minus a. So if one operand is there, it is unary operator. And there is unary plus, unary minus, unary not, increment and decrement unary operator. And these operators perform various operations like incrementing or decrementing a value by 1, negating or inverting the result. So now unary plus we can discuss first. If a number is without sign, for example 10, without sign by default it is positive. So same like this, if a or plus a, that means the same thing. If a is 5, plus a means 5. If a is minus 5, plus a means minus 5. And the second one is unary minus. It will give the opposite sign. If a is 5, minus a means minus 5. If a is minus 5, minus a means 5. Minus into minus will give the positive number. And unary not, it will reverse the result. Here we can take a is 5 and b is 10. When we are checking a greater than b, 5 is not greater than b. Answer is false. But if we are putting a not sign before the operate expression, not a greater than b, the answer will be opposite. It will come as true. And second one, b greater than a, answer is true. But when we put the not sign before the expression, it will become false. So it will reverse the output. And now binary operator. It operates on two operands. It works on arithmetic operators and relational operators. For example, a plus b, a into b, a greater than b, a less than b. Examples like this in which two operands are there. And the last one is ternary operator. Ternary operator we will have discussing in detail, just like increment and decrement we will discuss now. So ternary operator in detail we will be discussing later. So this contains three operands. For here, example is this: c is equal to a greater than b, question mark, condition is here, then a colon b. So this we will be doing as a topic after some videos. Now we can discuss increment and decrement operators in detail. The increment and decrement operators are used with single operand. That means it is an unary operand. And increment operator, it can be plus plus a. The plus plus sign is known as increment. So this sign can be before or after the variable. And if we are using increment operator, that means the value will be increased by 1. Suppose if a is 5, that means if we are incrementing, a will become 6. And decrement operator, minus minus a or a minus minus. This will decrease the value of the operand by 1. So in detail we can discuss how it is done. And before that, unary operator, that means increment and decrement, are divided into prefix. Two types are there, prefix and postfix operators are there, based on the position of the operators, where the operators are coming before the variable or after the. Prefix means the operator will come before the operand. It can be plus plus a or minus minus a. Taking example as a. So this will first change the value of the operand and then add. Now example we can see int a and b is equal to 5. If we are saying a is equal to plus plus b, first the value will be changed. Plus plus means increasing 1. That means whatever value, increasing the value by 1. So plus plus b means b was 5. So b will become 6. So first change. After changing, it will be assigned to variable. That means a will become 6. So it first increase the value of b and then it will be added. And now in postfix, the same example we can say postfix means the operator will be after the operand. It can be b minus minus, yeah, b plus plus. Here same example we are taking int a and b is equal to 5. A is equal to b plus plus. In this case, the original value of b is 5. First, the value will be stored. That means a will become 5. And after that, the b's value will change to 6. So first add it and then store it. So prefix means first change and then add, and postfix means first add and then change. First the value will be assigned. So here a will be 6 and in the postfix it will be 5. Here we can take some example to understand the concept clearly. Before that, keep in mind prefix means first change the value. That means either increase or decrease according to operator and then use it. And postfix means first use it and then change. So here we can take int a as 5, b as 2 and c as 10. The question is int x is equal to b into a plus plus a. This we can solve it. So x is equal to b's value is 2. So we can say x is equal to 2 into, and here we are having plus plus a. That means increment operator and it is prefix. The operator is coming before the operand. So plus plus a means first you will change. The value of a is 5. So plus plus a means a is equal to a plus 1. 5 plus 1. A will become 6. First change and now use it in the expression. So 2 into 6. Answer will be 12. And the second example, x is equal to b into a plus plus. Here the same question, but we are using it in postfix way. So here b into, that means 2 into a plus plus. First you will use it and then only change. So value of a is 5. First you will use it and after that the a's value will be 6. So the expression is 2 into 5, that is 10. So see the difference in prefix. First of all we will change it. 5 will become, that means a will become 6 and then we are using it. That means both the values, changed value and used value is same. And in postfix first you will change, use the original value. That means 5 we are taking and then only you will do the change. That means 2 into 5 it is 10. So some more example we can see. D is equal to a plus 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 minus minus b plus 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 a plus c minus minus plus c. So line by line we can go. So we can say d is equal to a plus plus. A's value is 5. So first use it. That means here it is coming postfix. So first use it 5 and after that the a's value will change to 6. And then minus minus b, it is prefix. That means first you will change. That means b is 2, b will become b minus 1. 2 minus 1 it is 1. So first we are changing and then we are using in the expression. Now plus plus a, again prefix. So first change. Now we will take this value of a, not the original value. A's value is already changed here. So here the value of a is 6. Now plus plus a means a is equal to a plus 1. That means 6 plus 1, 7. A will become 7. First we will change it and then we will use it. Plus c minus minus. C's value was 10 and this is postfix. So first we will use it and then change. 10 minus 1 it will become 9. And in the next value, when we are saying C, it is symbol C, not minus minus or plus plus. So symbol C, the value will be taken as 9. So like this, the equation will be done. And we will get the answer as 32. 5 plus 1 plus 7 plus 10 plus 9. It is 32. Here, this one. Next example, A plus 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 B. So here we are saying int f is equal to A plus plus. Here it is postfix. First you will use the original value. Postfix means first use. That means if A become 5. A is 5. So 5 will be taken. And then the value of A will be changed to 6. It is plus plus. So A will become 6. Plus plus B. It is increment and prefix. First change, value of B is 2. So first we will do the change and then we will use in the expression. So answer will be 5 plus 3. Some more questions we can discuss which were asked in the board exam. What will be the output of the following program segment? int A is 0, B is 30, C is 40. So question is A is equal to minus minus B plus C plus 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 B. So here we can see the first one, A is equal to minus minus B. Minus minus B means prefix. So first change it. Change the value. B was 30. So minus minus B means 30 minus 1, it is 29. And then use in the expression. Plus C plus plus. It is postfix. So write the original value and then change it. C plus plus means 40 plus 1 will become 41. And plus B. The last value of B will be taken, and the last value of B, you can see here it is 29. So 29 will be used, and the total value is 98. The second question, if A is 5, B is 9, what is the value of A plus is equal to A plus plus minus A plus plus B plus A? So in this case, the A here, A plus means this will come in the right hand side and the new equation will be formed like this. New expression will be formed like this. Here we can see A plus, this will come in the right hand side. A plus plus this one. A plus plus here as it is. The rest of the equation is as it is. So A plus plus minus plus plus B plus A. The rest of the expression has no change. Only change is the left hand side, whatever it is, A plus, that will come on the right hand side. And the original value we have to take here. So A plus means A was 5. Here A is 5, so 5 we have taken. And the rest will come in bracket. This number will be added only in the end. So A plus plus, it is a postfix operation. So here first you will use the original value and then the value will be changed. Minus plus plus B. Prefix, that means first you change it and then use in the expression. Plus A. The last value of A, it is 6, that will be used. That means the answer will come 5 plus 5 minus 10 is minus 5 plus 6. That is 5 plus 1, it is 6. The answer is 6. So like this the concept will be used. I hope you are able to understand. The next example, what is the result stored in x after evaluating the following expression? X is 5, x is equal to x plus plus into 2 plus 3 into minus minus x. Here prefix and postfix operators both are coming. So first we can solve it. X plus plus means it is postfix. Postfix, first use it and then change the value. So first we will take 5 in the expression, the original value. Then we will increase the value by 1. So 5 into 2 plus 3 into minus minus x. That means first change it and then use. First we will change the value and then we will use in the expression. And multiplication sign will be performed first. So 5 into 2 plus 3 into 5. The answer is 10 plus 5, 10 plus 15, that is 25. And now the next question. What will be the output of the following code? int k is 5 and j is 9. K plus is equal to k plus plus minus plus plus j plus k. And system out println k is equal to k and system out println j is equal to j. All these questions were asked in previous board exams. So now we can solve it. First, bring the plus sign. It is k plus. So we have to bring it to the right hand side. So first the expression will be written like this. K plus plus minus plus plus j plus k. So now k plus is the original value. We are not having increment or decrement here. And now k plus plus, this is postfix. So first we will use it and then we will change the value. Minus plus plus j, it is prefix. Prefix means first change it and then use it. First change and then use. And now plus k. Plus k, that means the original last value of k will be taken. So here plus 6. So we can say 5 minus 10 plus 6. That is 6. And the output will be here as it is given k is equal to 6 because it is given in double quotes. So k is equal to the value of k and j. Last value of j is 10. So j is equal to 10. The next question asked in the board exam, x is 4, x plus is equal to x plus 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 x plus x. So first step we have to do, bring this left hand part to right hand because it is not symbol x, it is x plus. That means we have to add. So the new expression will be like this, x plus, then all the other thing as it is given in the question, no change. And now solve it. X is 4 in the beginning, so x plus is 4 plus. And x plus plus, that means it is a postfix. First you will use it and then you will change the value of x. X will become 5. And after that plus plus x, that means prefix. First we will change it and after changing we will use in the expression 4 plus 6. And this is a simplex, so the last value of x will be taken. That means the answer is 4 plus 6, 20. And the next example, what is the value of y after evaluating the expression given below? Y plus is equal to plus plus y plus y minus minus plus minus minus y, and y is equal to 8. So here first bring the left hand side to right hand side and make the new expression, then one by one solve it. Y plus, that means 8 plus 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 y, that is prefix. So first we will change it and then we will use in the expression. Plus y minus minus, postfix. So first use it in the equation plus 9 and now change y minus minus, y will become 8 plus minus minus y. Here the last value of y is 8. So minus minus y means 7. So first you change it and then use in the equation. And then 8 plus 25, it is 33. I hope you are able to follow the concept. The next important topic is relational operators in Java. The relational operators are used to test the relation between two operands. A relation expression returns either true or false. That means the return type of the operator is Boolean. And these operators are used to evaluate any condition given in the program. So example we can take, and the operators we can see, the relational operators of Java are greater than, less than, greater than or equal to, less than or equal to, not equal to, and equal to. So when we use this in the expression, we can see the example. Here take the value a as 5 and b as 10. A greater than b. A is 5, not greater than b. 5 is not greater than 10. So answer is false. A less than b. 5 is less than 10. So answer is true. A greater than or equal to b. It is not. So answer is false. A less than or equal to b. A is less than b. So answer is true. And A not equal to b. A and b are not same. That means answer is true. And A is equal to b. Whether A and b are same. A and b. A is 5 and b is 10. They are not same. So answer is false. So this kind of result or Boolean type result will be coming from the relational operator. The difference between equal and double equal. Equal sign is used to assign a value. It is an assignment operator. It will assign or store a value in a variable. For example, here we are saying a is equal to 5. That means 5 will be stored in the variable a. And now some more example we can see, double x is equal to 22.3. That means the value 22.3 will be stored in x. Character g is equal to 6. 6 will be stored in the variable g. And string y is equal to computer is fun. Computer is fun. This word will be stored in the variable y, which is declared as a string data type. And now double equal sign, it is a relational operator. It is not assignment, it is a relational operator. It is used to check the equality between two variables, that is to see whether the value stored in the first variable is similar to the second variable or not. That means similar to the value stored in second variable or not. So when we say a double equal 5, it will not store 5 in a. It will check whether the value stored in a is 5 or not. Here it will assign it
5 will be stored in A, but here checking will be done whether the value is 5 or not. Some more examples are here. X double is equal to 20.3. This will check whether the value of X is 22.3 or not. A double equal B. It will check whether the value of A is same as the value of B. And G double is equal to 6. That means it will check whether the character variable stored in G is 6 or not. And now this double equal sign can be used only in numerical data types. That means numerical value, integer numbers and decimal number. Boolean data types and characters. It cannot be used for string. I hope you understood the difference between equal and double equal.
Some more example we can see. Relational operators can be used in any primitive data types. Not in strings, but any kind of primitive data types we can use it. So here we can see the example, character A greater than 100. If you are giving a question like this, in this case, the ASCII code will be taken for checking because we cannot check capital A or small a with the value 100. So ASCII code of A will be taken as already discussed. The ASCII code of small letters A to Z, it is 97 to 122. That means ASCII code of A is 97, ASCII code of B is 98, ASCII code of C is 99, like that up to 122. And capital letter A to Z, it is 65, B is 66, C is 67, like that up to 90. So this we have to keep in mind, and according to that the result will come. So capital A or small a, we have to find the value according to ASCII code. In this case it is small a, that means the value is 97, and 97 greater than 100, answer is false. And capital Z less than 100, capital Z, here we can see it is 90. ASCII code is 90, so it is less than 100, that means answer will be true. 100 greater than 98.5, decimal number and integer number will work in relational operator, so answer is true. 15 greater than 15, answer is false. 15 is equal to 15, it is not greater than 15. And B, capital B less than small b, capital B, here the answer will be 66, and small b, it is 98. So condition is true. And if we are combining two or more values like this, error will come. That means 50 greater than 20 less than 100. Here like this condition cannot be combined and see, so error will come. And Boolean value double equal we can use for checking if the value is true, but greater than sign and less than sign with Boolean it is false. So here true greater than false, true is not greater than false, or false is not less than true, so an error will be coming. So like this the concept of relational operators we can use in the programs. Next is logical operators in Java. The logical operators are used along with relational expressions or condition to combine them, and they are used to construct complex decision-making expressions. And the return type of the logical operators is Boolean, that means true or false. So when we are having two or more relational expressions and we have to get the combined result, we will be using the logical operators. And logical operators in Java are logical AND, two ampersand sign, logical AND, logical OR, logical NOT. So logical OR, this sign you can find above the enter key. Other signs among the special keys you can find it. Logical AND. First we can discuss this. It is a binary operator, that means two operands will be there. It is used to evaluate two expressions and obtain a single result, that means true or false. Return type is Boolean. And the result of AND operation is true if both the expressions are true, otherwise false. So one example we can see. Suppose one condition is here. This is a relational operator, greater than sign, and we are checking whether A is greater than B and whether A is greater than C. So here two expressions are there, A greater than B and A greater than C. And if you want to combine them and see the result, we will be using logical operator. In this case we are using logical AND. And in this case, if the first condition, if the result of this is true, and the second condition, if the result of this is also true, then only the combined result will be true. So AND operator will give true as answer if both the conditions are same. Here we can see, suppose like these two expressions are there. First expression is true and second expression also, the end result is true. If both the results are true, answer will be true in AND operator. And if the first one is true and the second one is false, like here first one is true and second one is false, the result will be false. And if the first one is false and the second one is true, then also it will be false. And if both of them are false, it will be false. So we can see this table and understand the concept. In this case, the values are given. A is 15, B is 5 and C is 10. So we can analyze the question. A greater than B. In this case, 15 is greater than 5. So the first condition is true. And A greater than C. 15 is greater than 10. So the second condition is also true. So both the conditions are true. That means the result will be true. Here one extra bracket we will be putting if we are using bracket in between. And now the second one, A greater than B, condition is true. And C greater than A. 10 is not greater than 15. That means second condition is false. The first condition is true, but the second condition is false. So answer will be false. If any of the result is false, answer will be false. And now B greater than C. B is not greater than C. Here we can see 5 is not greater than 10. And C is greater than B. It is true. C greater than B, true. So that means the first one is false and second one is true. Then also result is true. And B greater than A, condition is false. And C greater than A, condition is false. Both the condition is false, then result is false. So overall we can say if any false condition is there, then the result will be false in AND operator. And if both of them are true, then only the result will be true. Next is logical OR. Logical OR is a binary operator and it is used to evaluate two expressions and obtain a single result that is true or false. In this case, the result will be true if any of the expression or any of the condition is giving the result true. Here we can see the example A greater than B and A greater than C. And if we are combining them with logical OR, if the first one, that means if both of them are true, then also answer will be true. Otherwise, if any of the condition is true, then also answer will be true. The table we can see here, when both of the results are true, answer will be true. And if the first condition is true and the second is false, answer will be true. And if the first condition is false and second is true, then also it will be true. And if both of them are false, answer will be false. So, if any of the condition is giving the answer as true, logical OR will give the true answer as the result. Here example we can analyze same question. A is 15, B is 5, C is 10. In the first one, A is greater than B and A is greater than C. So if OR operator is coming here, both the conditions are true, so the result will be true. And in the second, A greater than B, the first condition is true, C greater than A, the second condition is false. So the first condition, that means one true answer is here, so the result will be true. Second one, B greater than C. In this case, condition is wrong. And C greater than B, second condition is true. First condition is false, second condition is true. So the result is true. And here B greater than A, condition is false. And C greater than A, condition is false. Both are false, then the result will be false. So if any of the true condition is there with OR operator, result will be true. The last logical operator is logical NOT. Logical NOT is an unary operator. It needs only one operand, otherwise one expression. It inverts the value of the relational expression, and if the result is false, with NOT operator it will become true, and if the result is true with the NOT operator it will become false. So here we can see the example operand. If the actual result is true, you put the NOT sign, the result will become false. And if the actual result is false, with the NOT sign, it will become true. So example we can see, if the example A is 15, B is 5, C is 10, same value we can take A greater than B. See the expression A is greater than B, condition is true. But when you put the NOT sign, logical NOT, here the answer will become false. And B greater than C, answer is false. But when you put the NOT sign, the inverse or opposite result will come, that means true. And 25 is equal to 25. It is same, answer is true. This number is same, answer is true, but with the NOT sign it will become false. And 30 is greater than or less than 40. Answer is false. But with the not sign, it will become true. That means the not sign, it will inverse the result. It can be used in the as the unary operator also. The next important operator is ternary operator in Java. Every year, at least one question will be asked from this topic. Ternary operator, mainly the question mark and colon, we can see it here. It uses three operands. It is also known as conditional operator because the value assigned to the variable depends upon the logical expression or condition given in bracket. We can see the syntax. Here one condition is given. If the condition is true, the expression 1 will be taken, otherwise expression 2 will be taken. By the example, we can understand int max is equal to a greater than b question mark a colon b. If the condition is greater, that means if a is greater than b, condition is true, then a will be stored. The value of a will be stored in max. Otherwise, if condition is false, the value of b will be stored in max. So ternary operator depends upon the condition. Condition true means first statement or first expression. Condition false means second statement or second expression. We can understand the concept of ternary operator with some examples, and these examples were asked in the board exam. So it will be a practice for us also. The first question, character x is equal to capital A in x, that means which is declared as a character variable. Capital A is stored and INDM we are declaring here, and m is equal to x double equal A question mark capital A colon small a. If the condition is true, capital A will be stored in M. If condition is false, small a will be stored in M. And now check the condition x double equal to small a. Here we have declared x as capital A and here we are checking x double equal to small a. Java is a case sensitive language. Capital letters and small letters will be treated differently. So in this case our condition is wrong. That means second option, the small a will be stored in M. And now see here, M is not declared as a character variable. So we cannot store a as it is. M if declared as integer, int, it can only store integer numbers. So the code of small a will be gone. We have already discussed about the ASCII code. Capital A to Z, it is 65 to 90. That means capital A 65, capital B 66, capital C 67 up to 90. And small a to Z 97 to 122. Small a is 97, small b is 98, like that up to 122. So here the code of small a is 97. So the result will be m is equal to, here see, m is equal to is given in double quotes. So when you write the output, whatever is given in the double quotes will be printed as it is. So this m is equal to will be printed and then plus m. No quotes are here. The value stored in m will be given and value stored it is 97. So the answer will be m is equal to 97. Double quotes, whatever it is, we have printed as it is there. And now the second question, int a is 63 and b is 35. And here we are checking int x is equal to a greater than b. So see the condition, a is 63 and b is 35. A is greater than b, condition is true, 63 is greater than 25. So a will be going to x, otherwise b will be going to x. A and b are variables which are storing some value. That means the value stored in x, a will be going to x. So value stored in a is 63. So answer will be 63. Condition is right, means first option. And now the next question, int val sum n. That means here we are declaring three variables and in n we have stored 550. Now the condition is n plus val. We have to find what is the value of n plus val. Is n plus val greater than 1750? If it is greater, 400 will be stored. Otherwise 200 will be stored. So val, two options are there. Two options means two answers. Three options means three answers. So we have to analyze the question with this option. The first question option we can analyze n plus val. N is 550 and val is 500. 550 plus 500, it is 1050. And now see, 1050 is not greater than 1750. That means the condition is false for the first option. So the answer for the first option will be 200. Condition is false means second statement will be taken. And now see the first one, the second one, n plus val. That means 550 plus 1600. So it is 2150 and this number is greater than 1750. That means condition is true. So condition is true means first expression or first statement will be taken. So answer will be 400. So ternary operator depends on the condition to give the result. If condition is true, first option, otherwise second option. Some more question we can analyze. If value of P is 5 and Q is 19, find IND N is equal to Q minus P greater than P minus Q. We have to analyze and find the answer. If the condition is true, question mark, Q minus P will be the answer, otherwise P minus Q. So now we can find the answer. Value of P is 5 and Q is 19. That means when we are saying Q minus P, here we can say Q minus P is 19 minus 5, it is 14. And here P minus Q, that means 5 minus 19, it is minus 14. So here analyze the question. 14 is greater than minus 14. And if the condition is true, Q minus P will be the answer, which is 14. Otherwise, P minus Q minus 14 will be the answer. So in this case, condition is true. So answer is 14. The next question, IND A comma C. C is equal to 500. And A is equal to C plus D. D's value is given in option. If the condition is greater than 2000, then first option 800 will be the answer, otherwise 200. So now we have to find out the value of C plus D. So three options are given, that means three answers will be here. First option we can see C is 500 and D is 200. So here we can see 500 plus 200. It is greater than 2000. Condition is wrong. 500 plus 200, 700. It is not greater than 2000. That means answer will be 200 because condition is wrong. And second option, D is equal to 600. So C plus D, that means 500 plus 600. And again, the condition is wrong. 500 plus 600 total is not greater than 2000. So answer is 200, which is the second option. And third, D is equal to 2000. So here we can say C plus D. 500 plus 2000, 2500. It is greater than 2000. That means condition is true here. So answer will be 800, which is the first option. So these are some of the examples which will help us to understand ternary operator much better. I hope all of you are able to understand the concept. The next question, if the initial value of A is 350, what will be the output when we are saying A is equal to A greater than or equal to 300? Question mark, A plus plus colon plus plus A. That means prefix and postfix are given here. So first of all, we can check the condition. A greater than or equal to 300. So here see A is 350. That means condition is true. The first expression will be taken. That means postfix. The value will be added first. Then only the change will be made. So the value is 350. So 350 will be stored in A. So answer is 350. And now second question. Boolean val is equal to amount greater than 5000. Question mark, true and false. And two options are given. Two options means two different answers will be there. First example we can take, in this amount is 3000. And when we consider this, 3000 is not greater than 5000. That means condition is false. So answer is false. And second one, amount is 8000 and 8000 is greater than 5000. So the answer will be true. And now this question, string S is equal to A double equal B and A double equal C. Here the values of A, B and C we have to check. So if A is equal to B and A is equal to C, that means if all the sides are same, the string S will be having the value or word equilateral. Otherwise, isosceles will be stored in string S. So first example we can see here A is 5, C is 5, but B is 8. That means difference is there. Difference is there in one variable. So this condition with the AND operator, it will be wrong. So the answer of the first option, it is isosceles. And second option, A is 6, B is 6 and C is 6. All the values are equal. That means in string S, the word equilateral will be stored. So like this, we have to consider the condition and then according to the condition, the output will be coming. The second type of question that come in the ternary operator in board exam is write the statement of ternary operator. So here 2-3 questions which were asked in the board exam we can take as the example. So first question is, write a statement to set grand to 10 if speed is greater than 25 else 0. So when you get the question like this, first of all analyze the question, see what is the condition and what will happen if condition is true and what will happen if condition is false, and find the variable names. So here the condition is speed is greater than 25 or not. So condition we can say speed greater than 25, and if it is greater than 25, 10 will be stored in the variable grand. Grand is the variable and speed is also a variable name. So 10 will be stored in grand, otherwise 0 will be stored in grand. So how can we write the statement? Here see int grand, because 10, 25 and 0 are integer number, we can take it as int. int grand is equal to speed greater than 25. Write the condition in proper Java format. We cannot write a sentence speed greater than. We can have to write the condition in format. So speed greater than 25 question mark. Then if condition is true, 10 will be going. So 10 we will write first. If condition is true, 10. So first we will write the right condition, colon, and if condition is false, what will happen? 0 will go. That means 0 we will write end. So int grand is equal to speed greater than 25 question mark 10 colon 0. Condition is true 10, otherwise 0 will go to grand. And the second question, write a statement to store the variable a in max. If a is greater than b, else store b. So here what are the variables here? Here max is a variable name, a and b are the variable name, and condition is a greater than b or not. So how can we write? int max a greater than b. Condition write in Java format, not in sentence. A greater than b question mark. Then the value of a will go. That means a colon b. Condition is true. A will go to max. Otherwise b will go to max. And the third question, write a statement to store 1000 in tax if income is greater than 1 lakh else 0. So here condition is income greater than 1 lakh or not. And if income is greater, 1000 will be stored in the variable tax, otherwise tax will be 0. So income is a variable name, tax is a variable name. How we can write? int tax is equal to income greater than 1 lakh. It will be in bracket and then question mark, condition is true, then 1000. So 1000 we will write first, because if condition is true, 1000 will go colon 0. If condition is false, 0 will go to tax. I hope you are able to follow the questions. And now write a statement to store s in the variable return if age is above 60, else no. Here condition is if age is above 60. If the person is above, that means above 60 years old, then retirement or retire we can say it is S. And if the person is not above 60, the retire is no. So in this case, keep one more thing in mind. Yes and no we have to store. It is not integer number. Yes and no are words. So the variable retire has to be declared as a string. Otherwise, we will not be able to store yes and no. So data type always keep in mind when you are declaring a variable. So string return is equal to is greater than 60. If the condition is true, S will go question mark S. String will be in double quotes. S will be stored in the variable return. Otherwise, no will be stored in the variable return. So these are the second type of questions that can be asked in ternary operator. And in ternary operator, the last type that can be asked is conversion of ternary operator to if-else and conversion of if-else to ternary operator. As we haven't done the decision making statements till now, we will do that part when we complete the decision making statement. I hope you are able to follow and understand all the concepts which we are discussing here of every operator. Now the last two operators, we are just seeing the definition because it is not in the syllabus of ICSE board. Shift operators, they are used to shift the bits of numbers from left to right and thereby multiplying or dividing the number. And three types of shift operators are there. Left shift operator which will change the position of bits to left side, right shift operator, and unsigned right shift operator. So this just the definition only, that means even the definition will not be asked in the board exam. So we are not going in detail. And bitwise also just we can see what it is. It is a that means operator of that manipulate bits which are used in computer. So it will manipulate bits, that means number will be converted into bits and then operation will be done on bits. For example, if we are giving 4, the binary value of 4 is 100. First it will be converted to binary or bits, then the operation will be done on that operator. And the different types of bitwise operators are bitwise AND, bitwise OR, bitwise XOR, and bitwise complement. Now that almost all operators are over, we can discuss the precedence and associativity of operators. Precedence means the priority, that means if 2 or more operators are present in an expression, which operator will be executed first. So the definition we can see, it decides the preference or priority. It decides which operator have more priority and which operator will execute first. The operator with the highest priority will be executed first and the lowest priority will be executed in the last time. And associativity, when more than one operator is present in the expression, that means same type of priority operators are there, we have to decide how to execute the operation. Then when more than one operator of the same preference is present, an expression is evaluated according to its associativity. That means mainly from left to right or right to left, we have to discuss in detail. So now in the end, the last topic which we are going to discuss is precedence and priority of the operators. That means arithmetic, relational, logical, ternary, increment, assignment, all the operators we have done. So now we can see the precedence and associativity of the operators. So here the table of precedence is given. That means first of all parenthesis, the most important is parenthesis, then postfix, second, then prefix, unary plus unary minus, and addition and subtraction, shift operator, relational operator, some of them, and relational equal to after them, bitwise and XOR, logical and logical or ternary, and assignment. So we have to keep this table in mind when we are evaluating an expression. According to the priority, the expression will be evaluated and the signs are given here. And now associativity means if the operators, so many operators are there with same preference, that means same level of priority. For example, if all these operators are here and all these operators are there in an expression, then we have to discuss or decide how the expression will be evaluated. Normally from left to right, that means left one will be done first, then the right one. So normally from left to right, but in some case we are creating this one evaluating from right to left. So this also we have to keep in mind when we evaluate an expression. The order in which we have to evaluate, and if the operators are of the same preference, the associativity from left to right or right to left. Associativity of operator comes into picture when preference of operators are same and we need to decide which operator will be evaluated first. For example, in some expression, the same priority of operators will be given and then the concept of associativity will come. Either we have to execute from right to left or left to right. And associativity can be either from left to right or right to left. So some examples we can take to understand the precedence and associativity more clearly. Here the first example is IND ABC. A is equal to 5, B if 10, C is 15. A is equal to B is equal to C. Here equal sign or assignment is coming 2 times. So both the equal have same priority. We have to decide how to execute this expression. From left to right, A is equal to B, that means value of A will be stored in B and A will be stored in C, otherwise the value of C will be stored in B and A. So assignment operator, remember the table, assignment operator is having the priority right to left. For example, one example here we can take, if we are saying A is equal to B, right, left, the value of B will be stored in A. For example, in this case 5 and 10, So 10 will be stored in A also and 5 will be overwritten. So right to left. So A also will be having 10 and B also will be having 10. And now here we are having A is equal to B is equal to C. That means the right hand expression value, whatever the variable is here, this value will be stored in all other variables. For example, B will also be having 15 because C's value 15, and then B's value will be stored in A, that is 15. And A, 5 and 10 will be overwritten. So answer will be 15, 15, 15 if we are printing it, because associativity of the assignment operator is from right to left. From the right hand side, it will execute towards the left side. Now the next example, 5 plus 3 into 5. Here plus sign and multiplication sign is coming. In the table you can see the priority is more for multiplication sign when compared to plus sign. So first the multiplication will be performed. We can write in bracket that and then plus sign. That means 5 plus 3 into 5. That means 5 plus 15, answer will be 20. And now if you want to evaluate 5 plus 3 first, we don't want 3 into 5 first. 5 plus 3 we have to do first. Then what we have to do? We have to put bracket. Just like this, 5 plus 3 into 5. So brackets, it is the highest priority. So brackets will be evaluated first. That means 5 plus 3 will be evaluated first because brackets are there. That means 8 into 5, the answer will be 40. So here we can see if the associativity or preference, if it is changing, the answers also will be changed. And the next question, 7 plus 10 by 5 into 5 minus 3 plus 8. So how we can do? First 7 by division is coming, division will be first. Here division, so 10 by 5. 10 by 5 it is 2. 2 into 5 minus 3 plus 8. So like this the expression will be done. That means 2 into 5 it is 10. So 7 plus 10 minus 3 plus 8. That means 7 plus 7 plus 8, answer is 22. So we have to keep the preference in mind for all. Next example, int x is 2 x plus 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 x plus plus into minus minus x by x plus plus minus 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 x. So this we have to solve. So first we can find the values according to increment and decrement, and then we can solve the expression. So x plus plus, here when we are taking first the postfix operator, x plus plus means first the original value will be taken. So x will be 2 in expression, and then the value of x will be changed to plus x plus plus. Once again postfix. So the value of x is 3. X plus plus means first the original value will be written, that means 3, and then plus plus, that means value will be increased. X will become 4 into minus minus x. Now x is 4 and here it is prefix. So first change will be done. That means x will become 3 and then it will be taken into expression by x plus plus postfix. So first return and then the value will be changed. And now minus minus prefix, first change will be done and then it will be taken into expression. So we got 2 plus 3 into 3 by 3 minus 3. So now the multiplication or arithmetic operators are from left to right. So we can do. So 2 plus 3 into 3, it is 9. So 2 plus 9 by 3 minus 3. So when we are having this expression, first here division will be done. That means 2 plus 3 minus 3. 9 by 3 is 3. So 2 plus 3 minus 3. 3 minus 3 is 0. That means 2 plus 0, it is 2. So answer is 2. With this we come to an end in this video. I hope you were able to follow each concept which we have discussed in details. Operators, operands, expressions, arithmetical operator, relational operator, logical operator, increment and decrement, ternary operator, and associativity and preference. If there is any doubt in any concept, please message me. I will send the reply, and I have kept the link for the question answers and one link for practice. You can practice the output of the operators so that you can find yourself any doubt is there or is the concept clear. If there is any kind of any doubt in any question, please don't forget to message me. And if you have liked the video, if you have understood the concept, please don't forget to press the like button, and those who haven't subscribed now, please subscribe it so that it will encourage me to create more videos. In the next video, we will discuss how to write the simple program in Java, and then max function in Java also we have to discuss. So see you all in next video. Till that, take care, be protected and stay at home.